Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
We will invoke bow-wrenching fear into the dark hearts of our enemies. Hot rod rocket jocks of precision and strength, tear-assing across the cosmos, hunting for heaven.
This is The Long War. I'm Robbie B, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Stephen Ford. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Yo, what's happening, everybody?
Hey, y'all got any of them new Warhammers?
Got them new releases.
Ooh,
It's gonna be a scratchy weekend. No new releases. Very sad. Hope y'all bought some paint.
I'm not sad. I'm literally putting together a couple new Forge World kits. I want you guys to know I'm at a new point in my life. I have owned 40,000 points of NIDS. The first 18 or so I got pissed off and sold, and have rebought 22,000 new points of them over the last 6 years. And just recently, and on a trade, I got a barbed hair duel and a scythe hair duel, and I'm putting them both together, and they're amazing. And for anybody who's questioning why I didn't already own these, like, just so you know, I own 3 Demashons or Demacarons, whatever you want to call them. Multiple Hierophants throughout the years. Still own one now. Like Crushing Claw, Carnifexes. I owns them all. I'm happy to have this guy back in the collection.
I believe it's pronounced Mephiston.
Mephiston. That's exact. Thank you. Rob.
So, in the wake of no plastic crack this week, you're getting your resin crack on?
Resin crack is happening right now, and I'm getting kind of high too.
Oh yeah, there's nothing noxious or poisonous about breathing resin dust.
Not at all.
No, and I've got Zip Kicker and Zappa Gap to cure all my sober needs.
Now you just need green stuff, and the way that you mix green stuff, I'm just gonna, you chew it just like bubble gum.
Yeah,
everybody knows this.
Fuck, I've been messing up.
You've been mixing it with your fingers like a hobo.
Yeah, like a
Damn
stupid.
I'm actually pissed at myself.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. Nobody do that. You'll pull out fillings.
Don't do half of what we just said. You can do some of it though. In moderation. Everything in moderation.
Oh, it's the worst. Don't do any of it. Yep. So no new releases this week. That's all right though. We got other stuff to talk about. I hear there was a grand tournament over the weekend.
Oh, snap. We're going to do it. We're talking about it. Jumping right into it because there's no tabletop marketplace because GW and the plastic crack market drying up.
I can make ridiculously wild predictions.
Give me one wild.
Gluten-free gut checks.
Give me one.
Okay, so June 2. What is June 2? First release out of the gate that we're not going to know. Yeah, so June 2. Pre-order. We'll go on pre-order. My prediction is Age of Sigmar 2.0 for release on June 9th. June 9th pre-order. Imperial Knights for release on June 16th. Those are my two big predictions.
That's bold. Dude, I thought like my bold prediction is like Sisters of Battle are getting squatted. They're about to fool all of us. Bold prediction.
There are no plastic sisters.
There are. That's the new Age of Sigmar model. Adeptus Astorites, Adeptus Sororitas is squatted.
All right. Well,
bring in the sea folk into 40K.
The pirate elf deepkin.
Yeah.
Love those dudes.
Mermen are coming to 40K.
When I look at them, I look at that merman from He-Man. I just can't help but see that dude.
I think of those little World of Warcraft dudes that you had to hunt. They're like they made the most ridiculous noises.
Dr. Zoidberg?
Yes, the Dr. Zoidbergs. Correct.
All right, so we're going to talk about the London GT first. Then we're going to commercial break and talk about Harlequins. So we structured this show as best or as goodly as possible.
Most goodest.
By this point, in your travels, I'm sure you've read tons of dank memes about the London GT. And so we're going to summarize it, be concise, try to grow, learn from it, try not to beat this dead horse too hard. Bannings. I'm sure you guys have heard about the banning. Banning who, what, and where. Rob, fill us in.
Well, at some point in the wee hours of Sunday night, Alex Harrison, who played Jeff Robinson in the Invitational, was banned with a long dirty laundry list of accused cheats with timestamps on the Twitch stream itself. You can go over to London GT's Facebook, look at it yourself. It's all over there on there with all the timestamps and everything like that. And they had a specific explanation. It was very thorough and long-winded, followed by a statement about the overall event itself, I think 10 hours later.
So that is, I was like, did he, who, what, and where me? He did.
Actually went down the entire thing. Yes.
I tried to be as factual as possible.
He did it. All right.
Well,
Juice,
you just set up the precedence with, we have our sources from memes. And I was like,
yeah, he would tag me. Juice. Now hit me with a less accurate version of what Rob just said.
What?
Yes. So there's a lot of stipulations for anybody who doesn't realize. And I hate the fact that here we are yet again on the heels of a major event, and we have to spend multiple minutes of our time talking to people about the shenanigans that have occurred. These two juggernaut of players met each other, and they were stressed for time, stressed for after the long-winded of days. 3 days now they're playing, and on the last day they finally meet each other again. And there was some shenanigans. Right, wrong, or indifferent, there was absolutely shenanigans. He goes on a tirade responding back to the post that the LGT put out, defending himself, right? And so in the show, we talk a whole lot about a just simple, you want to know what? I was tired. I fucked up. I apologize. Right. But either way, I truly believe this might not have been held in the best manner. But in all reality, the facts still stand. There was shenanigans. You've seen it on a lot of your tables. Everybody I'm speaking out there to. All right. I don't care. I have to admit, everybody that's in this community, everybody that hears me speaks. I don't care that this man got banned. Right. That man, he's not in my camp. He's not this. I don't care one way or the other. You want to know what I care? I care what this banning means to the 40K community moving forward.
All right. So let me cut you off so you don't go too far ahead of our bullet point. So I just want to continue on what you said, which is the handling of it, right? Just to summarize the banning, who, what, and where. We led with some serious facts. Rob, undisputed fact champion. What Juice just did was summarize everything he gleaned from his Reddits all week and Facebook chats and everything, right? What your phone calls with individuals.
Yep.
Right. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to relate a past experience, because I was at the center of my own scandalous cheating situation back in the day. And my situation is literally just handling it. Whether your intent was to cheat or not, which obviously he defended himself on every point they made, because they had video evidence of the actions that he did. Right now, you can't tell the intent in a video, right? And so he defended every point of it, saying it wasn't his intent to cheat. Well, at the end of the day, the end result's still the same. You did cheat. So my whole point is, you just need to own shit moving forward. I hope Alex can learn something from this, and that he can understand you just need to take some ownership. Like, fuck, I'm sorry I wasted all your guys' time. The end result was still the same, and I did cheat. My bad. I will grow. I will be better. I will be better for this community. That's all it takes. That's all it takes to be, to come back from something like this. So hopefully he does, especially being a pillar of, supposed pillar of his community and a team captain. I hope he would grow from that. But let's move to the second point. Back to my boy. Which one do I want to throw to? Facts. Rob Bear.
Facts.
So there was other things that happened though, right? Dank memes all weekend, not just Alex Harrison. Do we think Alex Harrison was thrown under the bus? Explain to us why that might be a statement.
Well, if you look at the timetables, folks, the U.S. guys hadn't even landed back in the U.S. yet when they went out. Obviously, it had been 3 days worth of negative press for London GT, and they didn't address any of it first. They just came out of the gate. You know, they tried to put up some pictures of, you know, some tables and stuff, but you could see from all the pictures that there was some issues, and we'll get to that in a minute, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, they first came out of the gate. Supposedly they didn't speak to Alex about it first, and they're just like, we're doing this, here's why, boom, at like 11 o'clock at night, which I can't, that's Eastern. So like, that was like 5 hours ahead. So like 3 a.m. UK, like they're dropping these bombs. So, and then, you know, a little bit later, they came out with their points about the event. So it's just, if you look at the timestamps and everything, it's just like, dang, I don't know, man.
So wait a second, Rob. You're telling me that if you go through the tape and look at timestamps of their chain of events, that they seem a little holy? Using a little bit of their own against them. You know, not, and just so we be clear, you know, we haven't even spoke on it too much. We have no ill will towards Alex Harrison. We have no ill will towards the LGT. Like, I mean, it's all good. Like anybody playing 40K is friends of ours, right? Like, so we're just, again, we are a media platform, and we're just speaking of what is happening in the chain of events.
We are conducting a series of opinions and as structured of a discussion as possible, leading with some facts from Rob, and then, you know, trying to compare and contrast. So to Juice. Now, Juice, go crazy. What did you see all weekend? What was the last 72 hours of your Facebook experience? What was what was happening long before the Alex Harrison situation?
Yo, absolutely, clown shoes. You know, one thing that the internet is always good about doing is people blowing up and having snap decisions and judgments and stuff. But this isn't just coming from everyone else that isn't at the event. That's a lot of times what happens. This is coming from people who are attending it. They are literally food. Where is it? It's non-existent almost at this beautiful venue. Late start times. And now we see these things happen, but you want to know what, like, throughout the events, but like literally hours, you know, the venue not opening up early enough. Like, it obviously the lack of communication from the management in charge of the event versus the venue that they're at. It's almost kind of like people hadn't been there before. You know, obviously the terrain,
terrain was the subject of many of a dank meme.
Yo, I'm talking about some of the best memes I've seen in a long time. Like the caption, like for anybody who hasn't seen it, like I'm going to set the picture for you. Like, continue driving, don't swerve, don't, wreck, don't get in trouble with your boss. I see that your boss is looking at you. Just wave at them. Make sure they know TPS reports are coming. But so the meme, literally left side of the computer, you see a string of tables touching each other. Old 1970s Fort GW green felt lining the tables, and trash can trailer looking,
literal artifacts of garbage.
Spray painted gray, and that's on the table. And the caption says, "The tournament that your girlfriend knows about," or what is it, Robbie B?
The tournament told you not. This is, dang, I forgot now.
It is so pissing me off. So either way, so it'll come to me.
You guys all know a girl looking over her shoulder at the guy checking out the other girl's ass, but it's really the Adepticon or LVO, and his current girlfriend is the London GT.
Yeah, it's literally, and it's got, beautiful terrain and everything else. If I'm not mistaken, I'll never forget that room. That's a Nova room. Okay, I've been in that room multiple times. That's what that one on the right is.
I saw one there where it was like somebody made their own table, like how we used to do when we were young, with like shoes and sneakers and like socks on it. And it's like London GT be like, and that was the table.
That is hilarious. So yeah. So and on top of that, there were some shenanigans with people not finishing games. If you go through and look at the top 50 players list, there's some, questionable things. Maybe they didn't finish. These are unengaging lists that have a bunch of models that don't really do much, and
a lot of denial on the table.
A lot of denial. And so the great thing is, and I want to talk about denial. I know I don't want to go down this hole too much, but this is what happens when a great denial list, and to put this that everybody knows is, for example, Nick Nadavati at Adepticon. I'm going to use this finals game as the perfect example. Nick Nadavati's army was a true denial army in its purest form. Poxwalker Farm creating models, Cultists creating models, not a single weapon in that army, a ranged weapon in his entire army, right? Except Abaddon's Stormbolter or something like that. And a couple princes thrown in there for some form of close combat element on the back end, and Zangors, right? So that was his entire army. Bunch of bodies with a small amount of threat coming from random cultists that obviously have strength 3. Yeah, right. That's a true denial. Goes up against a true hammer. In the game, when I'm creating lists with Austin and some of the guys, and Kelsey and Kenny and all these guys on the phone, you create a couple different style of lists. You are either creating a hammer or you are creating a denial list. Okay. Hammers are 3 storm surges. Hammers are 3 shadow swords. Hammers are Gilliman and all the firepower. Also, hammers are 7 hive tyrants. So what happens when a hammer and a denial list goes? They have tight games. They're going at each other. One's going against one's strength. One's going against one's con, right? What the hell happens when 2 denial lists go at each other? It is a long, drawn-out process that is not fun. So I can see where some of these people were having mixed reviews during their games because of that. But when you create a tournament structure that is 100% Maelstrom, right? You kind of don't know what to do. There is, just cards out of the book. I just don't believe that is a GT structured style of missions.
Yeah, the Maelstrom is a real fun format if you play to it, right? We play it exclusively here at Locals, right? And but it's Locals. You know what I'm saying?
And it's fun.
It's Locals and it's fun. God. 20 people, 1,500 points, but GT level, it's a busted mission. Yeah. Busted mission for 100%.
5-6 games, Kenny, over 2-3 days. No way.
Nah, it's no good for that. So let's slide into the final point of the bus throwing. There was a lot of talks about even fire code it looked like it was dangerous to be in that room.
Right? Yeah, I can't even imagine.
We weren't there. But we know people who were, and they were like, that was a serious thing, bro. There was tables thrown up against pillars, up against walls. Now, I do understand that recently the tournament organizers have taken some more responsibility on another podcast. Cannot confirm or deny that. I did not listen to this podcast.
I haven't seen it. It might be a UK base, and I listened to 2 or 3, but I haven't heard,
I hope somebody in chat reminds me what that podcast was.
They said Allies of Convenience.
Allies of Convenience. So,
okay.
I would hope that they did. I would hope that the TOs would take a little responsibility for that, and apparently they may have, because that's what it ultimately comes down to: taking responsibility, moving forward with this. Lot of, bad things. So that's why we said Alex Harrison thrown under the bus? ? Is this a smoke screen? And we do believe it feels very smoke screeny. I believe it was kind of our universal consensus here.
Yes,
they're putting they put more effort into their banning of Alex Harrison article with timestamps from the live game and putting that together than they did on their press release of how they fucked up. Yeah, that's why that feels like a smokescreen to me.
Oh, and they put that out first, then they put out the press release, later, and it wasn't really geared, like we said, hey, we effed up, sorry. We talked about the water issue at LVO a couple of years ago, recent them were like, yo, we just couldn't do it. We're sorry. There's a lot of things, whatever they said, overlooked it or something like that. It
was $1 billion. There's like $13,000 is what the
and then the very next year,
hey, we'll have it right next year. And they did.
And they did. That's brought for the 13 Gs the next year, cut into their profits.
And then also that's one of the things, 2 things I wanted to touch on. I don't know Alex Harrison to be a hole in the wall. I would like to say, I know a couple cheaters in 40K. I know him. Won't say him at name right now. at this current juncture, but hopefully that what this is going to do to the community will bring cheaters to light, to make them stop, to make them realize that they can't bully people with their mouths, with their body language, with anything else. I don't know him to be a cheater. So in my mind, he's not a cheater until he tries to cheat me or something of that sort. The one thing that I don't like is the fact that I could obviously tell by his reactions on the internet that it did not seem as if they had a conversation with him. It seemed from a bystander reading into all of this drama, it seemed as if he had no idea this was coming. Okay. If that's exactly how it happened, I have a problem with that. They should have asked him. They should have talked to him. They should have not just watched the video. They should have had full on conversations with him. So I'm just going to talk about NFL. We use a lot of NFL analogies and business modules of multiple leagues and whatnot. Roger Goodell is the general manager or whatever else, the commissioner of the NFL. You do not make a rash decision in 2 days. There's no investigation that can be done. There can be no this. Did you talk to multiple? This is where I'm at too. Did you talk to multiple of his people that he played against? Did you email some of them like, hey, once you know, there's I just have a couple questions for you. Did you play Alex Harrison? Yes. In round 2, I did. Okay. How was your experience with him? How is this? Like, you can't create something to ban someone in 18 hours. I watched it. It did some things seemed a little off. Some things kind of whatever. They came down hard. I don't know. I have an issue with banning someone whatever else without having a conversation. I have no problem banning people. Ban the hell out of people.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time when what Rob brought up before, when the Magic the Gathering great banning occurred, closer to Christmas. And half the internet was up in arms, like violation of freedom of speech and blah, 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 you fascists, all that crap that these hobos think they know about. They don't understand shit. You can do whatever you want. If it's yours, it's my house. Leave. Yeah. I don't like what you're saying. You're banned. Like, literally, that's how it works. Freedom of speech isn't about, it isn't like I have no recourse for you saying something I don't want when you're in my house. It's literally the government can't punish you for things you say. So, like, I can literally tell Juice, these 4 words are banned from my house, and if you say them, so are you. And he has to follow my rules. It's just, and so I have no problem with a banning based on your very clear guideline, right? Now, obviously, cheating would be considered something that almost everyone would ban somebody for. But like Drew said, there were probably no conversations. It looks very smokescreeny to me. It makes me feel kind of shitty about it. Hopefully there's a 1-year review process or some type of probationary period where they give this guy an opportunity to come back from it. But he himself has done very little favors for himself, which is why I kind of don't care. Because he has really taken the stance of, I didn't do anything wrong. That was just sloppy play or blah, blah, or Jeff was doing it too. Like, okay, word. Yeah. So
I blame my sister for shit too in the past.
Me too. But brings me to the final point. Bannings, are there pros and are there even cons? What does it mean for the community?
Well, so big picture, what does this banning even mean? You know what I mean? Like, if he is the team captain for the English team or whatever, does that mean he can't compete in ETC? Because from a business standpoint, if I'm a promoter of an event, I automatically like, crap, now I have to put a judge each one of his tables, because whoever steps up to the table is going to be paranoid that they're getting cheated the whole time, or whatever. They're going to be calling the judges over more often. It's going to be a feel badsies event. It's unfair to Alex, like we said, in certain ways, but the realism of it is that these are things that are going to happen. But then, take it a step further. Like, what does that mean? Is he banned from this one event? Obviously, they said lifetime. There's no terminology here. There's no timetables here. There's no precedent here. Like, does that mean he's banned from ITC? Does that mean this? Like, if GW isn't going to step up and say, hey, we have these guidelines. You want pro support? We got guidelines. We want this, this, and this, like from the old Rogue Trader tournament packet where it outlined what the players' bill of rights was, what they were entitled to. If they don't do it, then, I think it's going to be on Reese and Adepticon and, anybody doing the ITC stuff to step up and keep this list, because every one of these events, last 2 out of 3 events there's been an issue, and there needs to stop being these issues, or the players are just going to stop wanting to play in the competitive events. And we're on just such a huge upswing of interest and awesome hobby prowess and just hobby stuff in general going on. Like, we're not bringing hobby back anymore. We're keeping our hobby muscle strong nowadays. That I don't want to see this momentum kind of run out, because, you know, the narrative events are selling out. Everybody running narrative stuff it's great. It's selling out because that's what the base of the hobby pyramid wants. They don't want to be at the top of the hobby pyramid where people are bumping models with water bottles and stuff, but they don't want to be any part of that either. That's the problem. So like, we need to have this clearly defined thing, like we see with Wizards of the Coast, that has, hey, this is how things are supposed to be run. This is your banned for this amount of time for this infraction of this thing.
Rob, can I slide in on this one? Because
Sure.
Juice is a fan of NFL analogies and stuff, and I was just reading the chat. I believe it was Relazine. He said sloppy play is not fucking okay. It should be disqualifying offense. And see, like, I was starting to think about that. I was like, yeah, in the NFL, dudes literally cheat in $1 billion game, right?
Yeah.
And they don't get fucking banned from the NFL.
Yeah.
They get fined or they get, ejected or they get suspended, right?
Sure.
And I'm like,
DQ.
yeah. Or do you know, I feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there should be a very clear and concise list of offenses. Like, right, Juice?
Yeah, dude, first off, and now this is coming from potentially, we laugh and joke about, like, yes, you banned a motherfucker? Yeah, because he flipped a table over on somebody and rage quit, like, right?
Yeah.
Like, some obvious some, like, petty argument, some whatever the case, like, just so everybody knows there wasn't just some whatever. Jeff Robinson and them just had history. Jeff just took a massive loss, by Alex Harrison's hands. Okay. Like, the game before. So, like, there was already a heated rivalry. These guys are going back and forth. It's late in the day. It's whatever. Like, it is absolutely what I believe is sloppy play, potentially on both sides. Obviously, there's a lot of showcase point of where Alex Harrison did it. Sloppy play, he should, yes, absolutely be DQ'd. Be DQ'd. Like, I'm with that. Be something, but like, man, I don't care who upholds a biasness, who upholds this. It doesn't matter. All I care about, right, is what I said a little bit ago. What does this mean for the hobby? And in my opinion, this action, I think they did get this right at the LGT, that someone had to do it. Our local tournaments hadn't had necessarily the wherewithal yet to do it publicly like this, and I'm glad that this London event did. It should hopefully spark the silent majority to speak up when shenanigans is happening at their tables, call cheaters and call sloppy players out. You now have a voice and a platform. You should have some backing. The community wants straighter play.
And we're not going to, and the future of, 40K as a esport, as we called it I want to call it G Sport, but we decided it was T Sport, tabletop.
T-sport.
This shit ain't gonna happen with a bunch of sloppy play, and we can call it sloppy play all we want. But in my vast experience, when you have like top 8 players leading ETC teams to victory and stuff like that, it's intentional now. I call it passive cheating because it's unprovable, because it's based on intent, measuring something too far, not being in range of something, picking up an extra dice, whatever you do. Yeah, it's sloppy as shit. But is it really an honest sloppy mistake when you're like a top 8 player? You know what I'm saying? So that's where we have to play straight or none of that shit's going to happen. And my biggest concern right now is we have a bunch of old guard top 8 players playing live on camera. It may discourage this entire concept. That's my like con, is like this right here. And so I'm down with them finally pointing a finger at somebody, like making it real, standing behind what they say. Not okay, because I read between the lines a little bit too much on the intent perhaps, but at the end of the day, I think that things like this, bringing light to this, is also backsliding like our projections on how soon we can be in a world like that. Because who's going to want to play on camera now?
I do.
Well, besides you, like, who's going to want to play on camera now?
Well, I mean, if you're not a D-bag and you're not trying to be a passive cheater or playing sloppy, like it's a part of the social contract. If you step up to the table and you're like, hey, we're going to share a game for 3 hours, I'm going to not be a D-bag, I'd like you to not be a D-bag, then there's no reason to not have a camera over top of you. Like, what are you doing?
I'm with it. So quick. So before, because we have a lot to cover on Harlequins, and if you guys want an even more thorough and even more heated and opinionated discussion on the London GT, I think we went way harder, way longer on the live webcast. Would you agree?
Oh, yes.
100%.
So that's obviously going to be on the Hall of Veterans for replay. We definitely let it all hang out for that one. But we're down to talk about Harlequins now, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. Great job, guys.
Yep. Oh, before last, I'm so sorry. Shout out to Jared Freeman.
Oh, good old Jared.
Dude, Jared 5-0. I don't care about nobody else there. Shout out, Jared. You are an absolute juggernaut. 5-0. Way to go, homie.
Jared, what was he playing with?
Chaos.
Just so you know, I played Jared at Adepticon.
Yeah, he was playing Nurgle.
I put he wasn't playing Nurgle when I played him. He had like Fire Raptor, Zangor Bomb. We still could do Zangor Bombs. He had like some cultists, some shenanigans, some Thousand Sun shenanigans sprinkled in for the Zangor Bombs and stuff. Pretty cool little list. And we put on and that's the game I showed up 10 minutes late to. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when you guys were like, yo, the round already started. I was like, what? And it was the last round. And I walked down there 10 minutes already into the first round. I was like, damn, Jared, I'm super sorry. Look, we'll be fine. I promise you. And if you feel like we're not going to be fine, I'll just concede to you, because I'm 10 minutes late. He's like, all right. And I was like, look, I have 200 models in my army. So I get everything set up, get everything ready to go. He set up his army. And we roll to see who goes first. I seize the initiative. I forward operate everything. I'm like, okay. And my man, Wyatt Turk's watching Wheels. I was like, 40 cultists rapid fire, 10 cultists. He's like, they're dead. He just takes them off the table. I was like, 40 cultists rapid fire, 10 cultists. He's like, I will take them off the table. Don't even roll the dice. And I did it. So I did it 3 times. Just, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're like 80 rapid fire shots, re-rolling ones, blah, 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 10 dead cultists, right? You know what I mean? Because he only has 10-man squads.
The numbers add up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so then I'm like, move. Let me throw a couple stack of powers. Let me shoot these obliterators. Your turn. He does his turn. And we look at the clock. We're still fine. The 3 tables around us are still deploying.
Love it.
And so
I walked up on that table. Half the models are knocked over. This is this. Like literally, if that's, it was amazing. It was beautiful.
Like we kept it so tight. My man Wyatt Turk was like, this is challenging everything I know about Warhammer 40K right now. You're not even going to roll those dice? I said, what, you really want me to roll 80 shots? The hit on 4s, wound on 4s to determine if 10 guys who don't have an armor save are dead.
Yeah, let me tell you.
And then if 9 of them are dead, that they don't fail their leadership 6 morale.
My goodness. I just looked at the name of his list. Yo, dog, I heard you like free hugs. I'm looking at his list right now. Epidemus, Poxbringer, Sloppity Bile Sucker, 3 squads of 27 Plague Bearers, a Scrivener, 3 squads of 9 Plague Drones, and a Feculent Gnarlmaw. 9 CP, 11 drops. Yo, dog, I heard you like free hugs.
90 Plague Bears and 20 drones.
Love you, Jared. That's awesome.
That's so gangster. I'm so hype on Jared. Jared's cool, man. Congratulations, brother. All right, let's do this commercial break. Veterans, I've got news for you. Get your best deals online at dicehead.com. Long War Vets, call or email for your best vet deals. That's dicehead.com. elrixhobbies.com is your exclusive portal to upgrading your hobby. When you sign up at thelongwar.net, you gain an instant promotional discount good for 10% off at Elrix Hobbies. elrixhobbies.com. Finally, the Long War swag is here. longwarswag.com, the official home of Long War merchandise. We've got a range of merchandise exclusive to the Long War brand, Next Level Painting, and Spikey Bits. Definitely log in today while supplies lasts.
Dear veterans, quickly, make your way to thelongwar.net and find out how to reap your hard-earned spoils of this long war. For our allies at secretweaponsminiatures.com have rewarded us all with an extra 10% discount on all Secret Weapon Miniatures merchandise. So stock up, dear veterans, and enjoy.
And we're back. Harlequins on deck. Rob, will you educate us?
Yeah, we got some. We definitely got some stuff to talk about. I was making sure I wasn't muted. That's why I paused.
Spiky Bits.
Would you say that you're down with the clown?
Down with the clown. Where's that awesome Simpsons reference? So I suppose we could just. Are we going longer and bigger? Or are we just
Longer
doing
and stronger?
Longer and stronger. X-Men
With the
double
girth.
sized.
Give me a quick
Giant
breakdown.
size edition.
You got stratagems?
Yeah, we got strategies. Did you say point breakdown?
No, fuck
Yeah.
a point breakdown.
Stratagems.
Hit me with them
Let's get
stratagems. Hit me with them
strats.
sweet
All right, let's do
stratagems.
strats. All right, let me get
Use your English words.
my papers.
Ooh,
Find my
Robbie B,
papers
will you
in
do
order.
these in an English accent in honor of the London GT?
I'm actually bad at English accents.
Oh, that's good. Then it'll be authentic.
No. All right, first off the gate, we got Fog of Dreams. Oh, wait, nope. That's a psychic power. First off,
Yeah, fuck this. I know we talked about stratagems. I
Fuck
now
it.
want to know what Fog of Gate does.
all right. Fog of Dreams.
Fog of Dreams.
Warp charge value 6. Select an enemy unit within 18, and they become -1 to their hit rolls that target any Harlequin infantry.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, sorry.
Apparently, the Shadow Sayers can pick 2 of these powers now because they expanded it out from 3 to 6. This is good because there's a form that all your stuff is -1 to hit already, so you could be your duders could be -2 to hit right off the bat. There's
Double dipping.
double dipping. You can go triple. You can go quadruple. Hell, I was Tom Peyote when I wrote these rules. Veil of Tears, this is traditional. Warp Charge 6, select a Harlequin infantry unit within 18, and they become -1 to hit. So you can cast it on the enemy, and they're -1 to hit stuff. Well, any Harlequin infantry. And then you can cast this on a Harlequin infantry, and they're -1 to hit, right? So you could, at this point, we know that you could have a unit that could be -2, and then if the enemy is targeting them, they're -3 because it's on
Well,
them.
once you make them -2 and then you make the enemy -1, you've basically made the unit invisible, right? You're saying like you're not shooting this unit.
But why stop there? Twilight Pathways, Warp Charge 6, pick a Harlequin unit within 3 of the Psyker, and they may move again. Sounds a lot like
Soul
Warp Time.
Burst.
Well, no, Warp Time, right?
Yeah, that too.
I'm pretty sure it's 3-inch range on Warp Time.
That is correct.
Okay. Make sure I'm not going crazy. Got a lot of rules bouncing around this stupid face. Mirror of Minds, Warp Charge value 7, down from 8. If manifested a visible enemy unit within 24, both psychers or both players roll a d6. The Harlequin roll is equal to or higher than the opponent's roll. 1 mortal wound is dealt. Repeat this process until the opponent rolls higher than the Harlequin player. I feel like that's something you guys would do. Let's roll them.
Me and Juice to get it behind that all day.
I swear I'm going to try that at least every turn.
Yep.
Shards of Light. This is a good one. We're going to see some combos with this, which we probably won't get to tonight. But Warp Charge value 7. Enemy unit within 18 inches invisible. The unit suffers D3 mortal wounds and must subtract 1 from its leadership. Which,
Yep.
Does it target the closest enemy unit or not?
nope. Select enemy unit
So
within 18.
a Warp Charge 7 smite that you can target anything with.
You can target anything with. That's huge.
Yeah. And plus you get the added -1 leadership time.
So there's that. There's some combos for that. We'll talk about it later. Webway Dance, Warp Charge value 7. Roll a d6 whenever a friendly Harlequin unit suffers a wound. On a d6, roll a d6. On a 6, it's ignored. So
Get out of here.
Bubble feel no pain spell. Seems good. Those are the spells. All right, so stratagems. Lightning fast reactions to CPs. After any Harlequin unit is targeted by an enemy weapon, use this stratagem to make your friendly unit -1 to hit until your next turn. Can be put on vehicles, characters, infantry. It doesn't matter what you put it on.
Wow.
Now remember too, the transports are automatically, they're not airborne, supersonic, whatever it is, but the transports are already, if you take the Mirage launchers, -1 to hit. So you see where the -1s are coming from, right? Like it's starting to stack.
Oh yeah, it's stacking for sure.
Stacking. Prismatic blur. Now there's two different ways to get advanced and vulnerable saves. This is one of the ones that's the easiest. 1 command point after Harlequin unit has advanced, give that unit 3+ invulnerable save until the start of your next turn. And remember, for the most part, these guys have the rising crescendo special rule. So duders are going to be able to not only advance, but advance and charge. And they can fall back and still shoot and charge in the same turn. So
They get fly.
Keep up.
Well, you
Gotta
said
keep up with all these rules.
charge, not shoot. Fly lets you shoot.
Oh,
Right. You can charge and or charge.
Yeah, that's good.
And there's a stratagem that if your enemy falls back, we'll get to that. But if your enemy falls back from you, because you're going to be engaging and they're going to be like, crap, I got to fall back or whatever, you get to shoot when they fall back at them. Yeah, silly. Aisha's Weeping, 1 command point, select a Harlequin unit that suffered a casualty earlier in the phase to improve their invulnerable save by 1 to a max of 3. Also, I would like to point out that the holosuits give most of the duders a 4-up invulnerable save already. So, yeah.
3 up to somebody.
3 ups. The Great Harlequin, 2 command points. You can only play it on a Troop Master. And the Troop Master, the Troop Master in the fight phase allows you to reroll all failed wound rolls for mask units. So
wait, what?
Troop Master,
Not just ones, but like all of them?
not just ones, yeah, all.
They're only strength 3 still, right?
They are, but
So that's perfect. That's sick. Great stack.
And there's also a form that allows you to be +1 to wound.
Yeah. No, that's gonna be a lot
That's
of wounds.
powerful.
That's getting silly.
+1 to wound and reroll. I can get behind that.
But the Troop Master already did the reroll wounds. That's not new, right?
That's not new. Yeah, that's not new. So the command point thing, use the stratagem before battle and only once per battle. The Troop Master becomes the Great Harlequin Pumpkin, and it gains the Will of the Laughing God special rule, which allows him to have every Harlequin unit reroll 1s to hit in the fight phase. So it's like a hybrid. He does both. So reroll 1s and reroll all wounds. Reroll 1s to hit and reroll all wounds.
Normally
Seems
it's
good
the
for
other way around. Yeah, normally it's I'll
Mhm.
give you reroll all to hit, but I'm going to be stingy and only give you reroll 1s to wound.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because that was my first question. I was like, okay, these are just little weakling elves. Like, what do they got that can actually punch? Because they can get there and they can survive, it seems like, for the most part. But what can they do when they get there? And it's like, whoa, all right. Now you have my attention. Enigmas of the Black Library, this 1/3 command point allows for more than 1 relic. We've seen that before. Webway Assault, we've seen this before. Harlequin Biker infantry can be placed instead of on the battlefield, and then can deep strike in more than 9 away. 3 command points for 2 units. The Vessel of Fate is an interesting one. Use a stratagem in a psychic phase. A Shadow Seer can attempt to manifest another psychic power. So that could be pretty huge.
I love that. I
Their
use that
powers
one
don't
every
suck.
rant. That's in my arsenal for nid powers, like allowing my Hive Tyrant or somebody. I'll hold on to like a smite or something, cast one of my others, and it's definitely worth 1 CP to try to do that last couple mortal wounds that you need.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Warrior Acrobatics. Use the stratagem and movement phase on all infantry on an infantry unit. Add 6 inches to the advanced characteristic instead of rolling any dice for 1 command point. So
And who is this for?
this is any infantry.
Ooh.
And I got the flippy belts, so that's pretty good.
So you've
Right.
got the flippy belts. Remember, you can get extra movements. These guys are moving for the most part 8. So 8 plus 6 or 2 8s plus a guaranteed 6 plus a 2d6 to charge, and I think there's a reroll component as well that we'll get to here in a second, or 3 dice to roll. Mirthless Hatred. When a Harlequin is chosen to fight and reroll all failed to hit and wound rolls that target Slanesh units. So, situational. War Dancers, 3 command points. Use a stratagem after a Harlequin unit has fought. They may pile in and fight again for a final time.
3 CPs?
3 CPs.
Yep.
At least they have access to it.
Yep. They also have the Fire and Fade that we saw on Battle Focus. Use a stratagem after a unit in your army shoots in the shooting phase. The unit can immediately move up to 7 as if it were the movement phase, but cannot charge in the same turn, seeking duck back behind or dart forward and behind or whatever. Dramatic Entrance, 1 CP. Use the stratagem at the end of your opponent's charge phase. Pick a friendly character within 6 of the charged unit. They may heroically intervene up to 6. Something that I've also
heroically intervene up to 6. You said
instead of 3. Yeah.
How many points is that?
At the end of the charge phase.
At the end of your opponent's charge phase, so they move all their stuff, and you're like, "All right, this."
How many CPs?
1.
Yes. No.
The erection.
That's quality.
That's quality. That's a quality command point.
I had heard it doesn't stop the charge from happening, but
no, of course not.
You can get in there and do some work.
Yeah. Half the time when you're charging in and somebody's got a bunch of demon princes laying around, you're like, how do I charge in such a way I don't get within 3 inches of this stupid demon prince? And now it's like, now you have to like not be within 6 inches of my fucking dude.
Yeah.
Like that's clutch.
I had heard that there's a similar stratagem for the knights that's either 12 inches or 2d6. I forget.
They can heroically intervene.
The armigers can. The baby knights can.
Wow.
Yep. All right, where are we at? Okay, Shrieking Doom, Death Jester only. Use the stratagem before Death Jester shoots. Increase the Shrieker's profile by 1. Strength profile by 1 and its damage characteristic to D3 until the end of the phase. So the Shrieker is the one that would be strength 7, D3 damage. If a model is slain by this weapon, then its unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. It's not the Assault 3 version. So it's the one-shotter.
What is that? A stratagem again?
Yeah, that's a stratagem. 1 CP you play it on your Death Jester.
1 CP on a Death Jester, and it does D3 mortal wounds now?
No, it's +1 strength to his gun, and it does D3, but that's the weapon profile that if you kill something, it does D3 mortal wounds to the unit.
+1 strength profile, not +1 to wound?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Not that good.
I mean,
so it's still strength 7.
So still wounds on 3's got it.
If you hit on a 6 though, or a wound on a 6, it's AP 3, -3.
But it's not +1 to the wound roll. You said it's +1.
No,
strength.
it's not.
+1 strength.
So yeah,
it's +1 strength.
Meh.
Haywire Grenade. We've seen this before. Target unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Chuck it with somebody that hits on 2s.
Yeah.
Oh, add a vehicle, of course. No price too steep. 2 command points. Use the stratagem with a Midnight Sorrow. That's the form. Character is slain. Before removing the model as a casualty, it can fight as if it were in the fight phase.
Oh,
if
yeah.
the model was.
Damn, they got some really good Imperial style stratagems, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. There is no that for that price, it's definitely not too steep.
If the Solitaire was slain by a Chaos unit, add 1 to its strength and attacks. So
fuck you. Everyone's got to be a little hater.
Everybody's got to have their own little hatred.
Like when I'm stomping this skinny little Xenos fucking to the ground, and he's like, I'm going to pay the price, and I'm going to attack you again, and I have +1 strength. And then, and my dude's going to be like, give it up. Just give it up, dog.
Give it up.
So he would have strength. So he would be, if he's attacking with the Caress, he'd be strength 6, -2, 1 damage with 9 attacks. Hitting on 2s.
Problematic for sure.
Yeah, no, that's an issue.
That doesn't suck.
That's it.
Get got.
I'll be like, all right, Definitely steer clear of that guy. More than 6 inches, got it. No heroic interventions.
Capricious Reflections. Now, hold on. Wait. Midnight Sorrow. What did they do? Where's my cheat sheet? Midnight Sorrow does add 6 inches to all fallback in advance.
It's got to be fallback move. Is that what he's saying?
Let me see.
6 inches to all fallback moves.
That would be a mechanic that we haven't seen. Extra inches to when you fall back, because falling back.
Yeah, you can't advance.
You can't advance, and it's one of those things that it ain't falling back. You can fall forward.
Consolidate. That's what my word.
Oh, okay, consolidate. That's also a word.
Consolidate. So
damn it, GW, you had a chance. You could have gave inches to these guys as they fell back, because they also have access to fall back and charging.
Yeah.
Nope. So good. Okay. Where are we at? Malicious. Okay, so that was Veiled Path, and Veiled Path is...
Are you saying Veiled Path?
Yeah, whatever.
I'm just saying because veal is a totally different word.
It's actually something you can eat.
Not the baby cow.
All right.
Oh, okay.
You mean like veil?
Veiled Path. These are the guys that... So you roll whenever somebody's attacking you in combat, you roll a die, and whatever that die is, their hit rolls do not hit for that die you rolled.
Yeah, that's like some Zinx shit. They have all sorts of little weird, cool mechanics that borrow from other people's shit. That's like the Zinx Loki or some shit where it's like roll these dice. Yeah, that's a 1 CP.
That's just their form. So Veiled Path has that always.
So
now,
Veiled Path, Veiled.
The baby cow path.
Got it.
You use the stratagem at the end of your opponent's charge phase. Select a friendly unit and may perform a heroic intervention as if it were a character.
A unit can do this?
Apparently.
The baby cow path.
Hold on a second. Juice.
I'll never unforget that.
Yeah, and you missed a good one while you were chuckling to yourself about that. The whole unit can heroically intervene. As if it were a character.
That seems good.
I'm just saying that's useful as fuck.
Entire unit? That's better than stooping dive.
And
it's only 3 inches, where stooping dive is like we get the charge.
Yeah.
I retract my last statement.
Because you can't play that. What is it? Throws the plasma grenade, the heroically intervene. No, it's a character. So you can't combo those. And remember too, at the top of the fight phase, you roll a die and all of their hits miss for whatever that die roll was. Malicious Frenzy, for the Frozen Stars form, 2 CP, use the stratagem before a Frozen Star unit fights in the fight phase. Add 1 to the wound rolls if they target infantry, beast, or bikes.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's useful as shit.
These are the guys that they get +1 attack for their form. So, +1 attack.
+1 to wound rolls is always a good one, man.
Yep. 100 Swords of the Baby Cow. Select a friendly unit before the first battle round. You may redeploy that unit somewhere else in your deployment. If you select the transport, all units remain in the vehicle. Torments of the Fiery Pit, 1 CP. After taking a wound, the character may increase the strength and attack characteristic by 1. Yeah, that's it.
I was like,
yeah, keep going. Yeah,
nope.
Look down.
I was like, and what?
Nah, nothing. The Silken Knife. Use a stratagem at the start of the charge phase. Select a Silent Shroud unit from your army. Enemy units cannot fire Overwatch against that unit in this phase.
Oh yeah.
2 CP.
Oh yeah.
That's not firing Overwatch is definitely valued at 2 CP.
Speaking my language.
And these are the guys that once they get within 6 inches, you're -1 to your leadership, and you have to roll 2d6, taking the highest for your morale. Bom, bom.
You'll see this combo coming soon.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Webway Ambush. This is with the gate. Use the stratagem at the end of your movement phase. Choose a webway gate from your army. Either 2 units in a webway spar can emerge from that webway gate this turn, or 1 unit can emerge from that webway gate this turn and be set up wholly within 3 of it and more than 1 inches away from enemy models.
We got to get some more clarification on the webway gates. I'm hoping that we can get a first round FAQ as soon as the book drops, like GW's been doing.
This doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm confused. Oh, well.
Oh, that stratagem makes sense to me. I'm just still hung up on the gates. I need a little clarification on how, from GW, on like what you do with the individual pieces of the gates, how you deploy them. And, you know what I mean? Like I need a little, we just need a slight, because we don't have anything that operates that way just right now. So I need know a little bit more about those. Hopefully GW figures that out. We'll see. Continue, please. Sorry to sidetrack us.
No, that's cool. An example made, Dreaming Shadow stratagem, 1 CP. Select a Dreaming Shadow character from your army until the end of phase. Each successful hit roll made by this model causes 2 hits.
Every successful hit is 2 hits?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who can be this guy? Can one of those guys with like fucking 7 attacks be this guy?
What does Dreaming Shadow do? Dreaming Shadow is, these are the guys that on a 4-up, they shoot or fight again. So it's like you have a built-in banner.
These guys are like Court Berserkers? Or when they die, like you said.
Yeah, when they die, whether they get to take a shot.
Can like one of my badass dudes who has like 7 or 8 attacks be this guy? You have this, and okay, I like this.
Yeah,
guy.
your solitaire can be any of the forms. So then you have to get this because he'd be a character.
And that's 2 CP?
1.
Wow, that's powerful.
Whoa!
Is it a model? Is it a model or a unit?
Use the stratagem in your shooting phase. Select a character from your army until the end of the phase. Each successful hit roll made by this model causes 2.
It's a model, not a unit.
Model in the shooting phase.
Character, yes.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be good, but the more I think about it, I was hoping that it would be for the entire phase, specifically close combat, but it's just shooting. So yeah, so somebody who has, like a dark, I'm just saying the Harlequin version.
Oh, yeah, somebody with an assault 3 gun, literally.
Yeah,
like the Death.
Yeah,
that's sick. No, I mean that's got play. It's got play.
Rolls of 6 cause 3 hits.
Yes,
that's
a useful stratagem. I'll put that in the useful category for sure.
Definitely useful. Okay. Skystride, a Soaring Spite stratagem. Use the stratagems just before a Soaring Spite infantry unit consolidates. Instead of moving towards the nearest enemy model, this unit consolidates up to 6 inches towards the nearest Soaring Spite transport from your army. If all models in the unit end the move within 3, the unit immediately embarks. If it has sufficient space, as if it were the movement phase, and can do so even if they disembark from the same transport.
And this is in the consolidating phase?
Just before the unit consolidates. 1 CP.
So like I'm about to consolidate. Instead, I do this, right?
Yep.
So like, let's say I got out of my transport and fucking just like wipe the floor with your bitch ass. Then I can scoop right back in my tank.
Yes, sir.
That's like 3rd edition juice.
Yep. That is a great thing. That is something that people thought they could do with Dark Eldar and Soul Bursting and get out of the Wave Serpent, shoot, and then get back in. It's quality, I say.
Do we have any rules on disembarking and re-embarking in the same turn anymore, like we used to?
Yes.
Yeah, you cannot disembark and embark on the same transport.
Same units can't in the same turn or same transport. What are we talking about here? Can I get out, charge, get back in with this, or am I disallowed if I'd already gotten out?
There's the clarification. You can do so even if they disembark from the transport during the same turn.
So they have a clarification?
They literally have a get out of jail free card. That is amazing.
That's useful.
Normally you cannot.
Normally.
Yeah.
I'm with that one.
And Soaring Sprite, I think this is the good form. That's the they get to use their pistols as assault 1, and they can fire They can fire out of transports even if the transport advanced, like if it's open topped and such. So they have some abilities there. The Labyrinth Laughs uses stratagem when the webway gate from your army is destroyed, but before you remove the model from the battlefield, immediately set up one Eldari unit from your army that's not been deployed wholly within 3 of the webway gate and more than 1 inches away from an enemy. Then remove the webway gate as from the battlefield as normal for 1 CP, just like the Night Scythe, basically. Prismatic Blur, 1 CP. After use a stratagem after Harlequin's unit from your army has advanced, the unit has a 3-up invulnerable save until the start of your next turn. I think I read that one already. 2
more
CP.
vulnerables.
Yeah. 2 CP, Hero's Path. Use a stratagem at the start of the movement phase in which a Death Chest or Solitaire and a Shadow Seer from your army are within 6 inches of each other. Remove all 3 models from the battlefield at the end of the movement phase. You can set up each model anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 from any enemy units.
Oh my dear God! Is that it? Can that be? So again, we need clarification. Can that be done at the beginning of the first turn?
I don't see why not,
reread
because
it.
on the table.
Reread it to us.
Wow.
Use this stratagem at the start of a movement phase in which a Death Chester, Solitaire, and Shadow Seer from your army are within 6 of each other. Remove all 3 from the battlefield. At the end of that movement phase, you can set up each model anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 from any enemy unit.
Wow.
CCP.
That's awesome. No, I mean, everyone's got one of those. That's the jump. That's for
sure.
Tide of Traders.
No, there's,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's there's quite a few people
Gate
that
of
don't have
Gate
them,
of
but
Infinity.
Yeah, I am. This is amazing.
Yeah,
I
sick.
love this. And you want to know what? I don't even love it necessarily. And again, we're talking about Maelstrom. We're talking about tournament lists. We're talking about how can units be what is a Harlequin army going to add to a Ynnari Dark Eldar army, right? This could be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're telling me that I just
Are the Death Jesters characters? Are they HQs? What are they? Elites?
I think they're all HQs. Let me double check.
I go in and scoop up a 290 point or 180 point Supreme Command attachment for these 3 guys.
I think they're elites or HQs.
Shadow Seer is an HQ, Solitaire is an elite, and Death Chester is an elite.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh, yes. And you can get elite. You can get an elite choice in a Supreme Command too, right?
Yep, you can have 1 now, so that means that you'll definitely have to do a Vanguard detachment. So you'll take 1 more than these. So you have 3 of them in 1 HQ. Yeah, I'm just again spitballing an idea. So the whole concept is I actually don't need them to go anywhere until turns 3, where I need to score points, where I need to get recon, where I need to pop up and get line breaker. I'm going to start clearing out backfields.
No, yeah, that's a really great. See, like good combined arms, Eldari, maybe some Dark Eldar, and you can make a really solid Eldari list. And just this gem right here is so powerful. Just sprinkle into your whatever Eldar shit you're playing right now.
Yeah,
like a solid.
Hey, where do you need to be there? I'm there.
Yeah. No, like it's great for it's turn 2, need to be here. Pow.
And it's almost better than the
turn 3. I need to be there. Pow.
Yeah, and literally they don't even have to be next to each other. They only have to be next to each other in the very beginning of at the beginning of the movement. They can end their move wherever they want. So you can pull this trick on turn 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can bounce them all around, and then they can Voltron out during. I mean, I am very impressed with this stratagem. Wow, so many applications for activities.
But we can go over the points on them too. They're not too bad anymore. Death Chester went down like 30 points.
It's unbelievable how cheap that guy is.
Yeah, and now with that super shooty stratagem, come on, dog.
Yeah, and he has a 3-shot heavy bolter, right?
Like I was saying, these little hobos are gonna be the bane of my fucking little Herald of Slanesh and Herald of Tzeentch's existence in my ITC list. Like, damn it. Little squishy toughness 3 guys.
2, 3. He hits on 2s.
I know he hits on 2s.
That far out of the realm of possibility that he wouldn't hit on 2s. So yeah, he's gonna be cranking out the donuts. All right. Shigarach Jest, 1 CP. Use this stratagem when an enemy unit falls back from a Harlequin unit from your army. After the enemy unit has finished moving, provided no other enemy units are within 1 of your unit, it can shoot the enemy unit that fell back as if it were the shooting phase.
Ballin'.
Get it. By the way, Harlequin Kisses went down 7 points. That's just silly.
Good for them. They needed to.
Yeah, no, they need some more
They were
competitive
14.
pricing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pricing definitely got adjusted. That's for sure. That is all of the stratagems.
We did it. We did it.
Another successful stratagem breakdown.
All the
Dude,
stratagems.
And how many times, Kenny Rob, am I going to have to say this? Kudos for GW for bringing out another book and coming up with more innovative stratagems that aren't just cookie cutter. Now, there were some rinse and repeats that were
Which
ones
we
that were
need.
used in previous past.
Right? Which
Yes.
we need to feel solid. We need to share some common, toolbox level stratagems, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's sick. Like I agree. I think it's solid AF. I'm censoring myself.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Definitely, it's setting up a whole lot of combos to use some different books too, which I'm sure we'll talk about more. The ability now to move so fast, because they always had the ability to advance, to move in advance and charge, of course.
They were always
But
quick, for sure.
They were always quick. They just didn't have the ass because they didn't have the numbers. Like, and now the ability of just the base troopers at 18 points a model to realistically be a 3-up invulnerable save, have a 6-up, feel no pain, reroll charges if they're within a certain range of their warlord, reroll all ones to hit. No,
they definitely have
wounds.
They're gonna have more ass behind them. They're gonna have a couple more units than they used to. Even as a solo army, they're gonna be a little stronger for sure. But I definitely don't. I see them. I see all Eldari work together. Like, I don't make a Chaos Space Marine army that doesn't also have Chaos Demons. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even see them as different. So that's how
You're a super faction. Don't limit yourself if you don't.
You're Eldari. You have 3 books, like 3 awesome books out right now.
Soon to be 4, supposedly.
Yeah, I mean, like, just fucking roll with it. Use your strengths, man. That's awesome.
Yep. So, yeah, I think it's gonna be definitely something that I think the biggest drawback, just cursory look, is where they're going to get the CP farm from, because they need CPs to do what they do for the most part, to be resilient. So they got to get them from somewhere.
Dark Eldar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good point. Yep.
My biggest fear in life is Dark Eldar right now.
Quickly becoming the boogeyman of 40K.
They are absolutely climbing the charts in the tournament scene. Shout out to Chris Blackham, local North Carolina guy with a English accent. He just went 4-1 this weekend at a 2-day GT that I was in. We were both in together, and Austin A-Dog from Wobbly Modelers. Chris was running a straight up Dark Eldar Drakari list. No anything else, with a bunch of disintegrators on Venoms and on Raiders and Ravengers and all those guys, like literally old school, like massive amounts of bodies inside of Raiders. Shooting blasters. He had a witch cult unit, one squad of 10 witches, if I'm not mistaken, like 2 squads of 5, so he could bounce in and out, take some stratagems. He did admit that, like, because the witch element is so small, that they really never ever survive combat enough to make someone get stuck there. But it's an absolute guarantee and fact that he is stopping people's stratagems every fucking
that's
turn.
That's obviously the thing I'm most concerned about.
Like, oh, that's what you want to do? You ain't doing it.
I love it when it's like my favorite one is like looking at the Dark Eldar guy and who just killed 37 out of 50 or 40 cultists, right? And looking at him and being like, you're going to make me burn 2 CPs to auto pass this morale. just to cancel my Titan Traders.
And he's going to dare you not to do it.
So then, if I don't spend the 2 CPs auto pass my morale, you don't spend it because the CPs to block my fucking Titan Traders.
Yep.
It's the worst situation to be in.
And then you burn the CP. Yours is gone. You can't
He
do
rolls
it.
a 6 and gets...
He rolls 3 6s because it's 3 whatchamacallit and gets 2 CP back. And then sticks you with a 6 and you have to actually burn your CP.
It's just super disappointing. Well, I think we did it.
We did it. Whoop, whoop.
Rob, you want to take us out of here?
Make sure to head over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.